You're watching the Sunbeam Alpine channel. I hope that you like our videos and subscribe to this channel. The video shows the marvellous cars on display at the prestigious London Concours 2024, held at the Honourable Artillery Company in the heart of the City of London. Amongst the numerous McLarens, Aston Martins, Koenigseggs, Ferraris and Porsches, some of which are worth literally millions of pounds, there was the reason for us being there. Mr Andrew Yates's beautiful and extremely rare Sunbeam Harrington Le Mans. The London Concours show is held over 3 days. It's not unusual to see rock and pop stars and members of the royal family examining the cars on display. To see a Sunbeam Alpine here amongst such company was fantastic, and a tribute to the time, skill and effort that Andy Yates has put into bringing his car up to the highest of high standards. It truly is a beautiful machine. Most of the cars that you will see in the video were delivered on a trailer by specialist vehicle couriers. When the show's finished, they'll be picked up and taken home again on a trailer. Andy Yates drove his Harrington to this show. When the show's over, he'll be driving it home again.
Okay, here we are today. We're at the London Concours, and this beautiful Harrington Alpine Le Mans, owned by Andy Yates, is being judged against a large number of Ferraris, Jaguars and other exotica. And we're very lucky to have Andy here, together with Justin Harrington, the descendant of the original Harrington family. Hi guys.
Hi.
Well, you're on the Sunbeam Alpine channel, guys, and we've had a great day so far here. So I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about the car, Andy, and maybe walk us around it.
I'd love to. So, first of all, the sun's just come out, and we've got a beer. So what could be better? So yeah, this is a Sunbeam Harrington Le Mans, to give it its correct name. Car was built in August '61 and left the Harrington factory to be registered for the first time in November '61. I've fastidiously restored the car. It took 12 years. Originally bought the car from another club member, Jim Oven, if you know him. And it was a labour of love, because although Jim had most of the bits, quite a few of the extremely rare or unobtainium pieces were missing. I tracked down most of them in the USA. Gentleman out there in Ohio who fortunately still had a few bits left and was happy to sell most of the coveted items that were required. So would you like to
I'd love
have a
to.
look around?
We've had a look at your car before on the Alpine channel, and when we did the options for restorations video, and the number of comments we got of how beautiful this car is was frankly unbelievable. But I know, as a Harrington, there's some things that are fairly unique on this one, aren't there?
There are. So let's start at the back. We've got the optional Sparco reversing lights there underneath the bumper. You'll also spot the eagle-eyed amongst you an Arbath exhaust. Now that was developed for the Series 4 Alpine, but I just couldn't resist putting that exhaust on. That's not a Harrington option. The beautiful 3-eared spinners, not unique to the Harrington, but really what I consider to be a beautiful, almost Art Deco piece. I've gone with the white wall tyres just to really finish the job off. There's the original tax disc, and then as you open the door here, I have club member Adrian Hegarty to thank for helping me get these doors opening and closing and shutting correctly. Slight modification to the original factory armrest there, just to get that beautiful clunk now, and those beautiful shut lines. Inside the car, this car's got pretty much every option that was available from the Harrington factory. So beautiful center console, which is unusual, but I think really finishes the car well, almost like it's always been there. Period correct radio, that beautiful Carlotti steering wheel. Note the little thumb grips and the machine turned finish. This car has overdrive on third and fourth gear. We also note the dealer badging down there on in the footwell, which is again a nice little extra. George Hartwell, who was based very close to the Harrington factory in Hove. So yeah, the when the cars were trimmed at the Harrington works, you can see here they took the microcelli seat. It's fairly common for the Harringtons to be piped the same colour as the outside of the car. So you see this beautiful contrasting piping inside, which goes beautifully with the Seacrest green colour. Seacrest green, as you probably know, is the choice of colour for the factory works cars. As we move into the engine bay, we elected for the stage 3 tune. So the car was available in 3 stages of tune. Non-Le Mans spec, which was standard, and then 3 stages of racing tune. And this is the most extreme version of that with the twin Webers. There weren't that many cars produced by the factory with double Webers. We don't know exactly how many because unfortunately the records were destroyed. But the research I've done and the pictures I've seen, I can only find a couple of cars where the Le Mans specification engine was supplied. As far as we know, the William, the Duke of Gloucester, who had one of these cars on which this specification is modelled, had the Le Mans specification engine. He also specified the car with the very rare egg box grille, quite different in design than the grille that you see on the Mark II Tiger, and these chrome headlamp rings, which are slightly peaked if the eagle-eyed amongst you can see that. And also on the front here, we've got the optional No-Tech spot lamps, which were mounted below the bumper, which is fairly unusual. Just coming around to the other side of the car, these spears along the side were handmade in stainless steel, and perhaps the hardest to get Harrington specific part of these spears, and particularly the corner finishes.
It's a beautiful car, absolutely beautiful.
So she's now running well. Had a little bit of a problem with the overdrive. That's now been rectified. The doors open and close, and she really does go well. Those Webers are beautifully tuned in now, and now we're just going to enjoy the car for the rest of the summer. Hopefully see you all at the National.
But with such a rare and coach-built car as this, it's not very often you get a family member of the company that were right behind it with you to talk about it. And we are very lucky here to have Justin Harrington with us. We've been on the Sunbeam Alpine channel before, Justin, so welcome back.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for having me back. I'm quite surprised, actually, that you're allowing it. It's wonderful to see Andrew's car here in such prestigious company at the London Concours. It's a fabulous location, great weather, and to see this car in such illustrious company, it really does drive it home that perhaps this car was a bit ahead of its time. Andrew's car is, I reckon, unique. It's been built, restored to the same specification as the car that was owned by the late Prince William of Gloucester. And that was one that was built to the highest possible specification by Harringtons. Virtually all of the cars were built to special order, with the owners specifying what level of trim they wanted, what level of engine tune, and all sorts of options for enhancing both the appearance and the performance of the cars. I'm only aware of 2 others, neither of which, as far as we know, still exist, that in any way match the specification of Andrew's car. One was the car, as I mentioned, that was owned by the late Prince William. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened to that. The other was the company's demonstrator, of which I have very vague memories from when I was a child. And that was built to a similarly high specification. But to see this car in this condition, with this level of specification, there are all sorts of features on it which are absolutely unique. And to see it in such original specification as well is wonderful. I was lucky enough to own a Le Mans for about 20 years from the mid-1970s, and that was, if you like, at the other end of the spectrum. It had the plate on it that said engine standard, not to Le Mans specification. Andrew's is to the highest level of specification, stage 3 hot, well-tuned engine. The plate on the rocker cover, you might already have mentioned. I've not seen that before, but apparently that was a feature on quite a number of the cars, particularly that were exported to America. And in fact, the majority of the production of these cars did go to America. And the main thing that let it down in this country, which would not have been such a factor over there, was its cost. It was an expensive car. It was not that much less expensive than the Jaguar E-Type, which Jaguar decided to introduce at the same time. So, no, to see this one like this, fantastic.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Justin Harrington.
Pleasure.
So now all we've got to do is wait and see what the results are. Yeah, I might guess that, you two. You can tell they've been on the beer. Okay. Thanks, guys.
And it's not even late in the afternoon yet.
Right, okay, Andy, well, thank you ever so much, and thank you for letting us see your car. It's certainly not outclassed here amongst so many other beautiful cars.
Well, fingers crossed.
When will you know if you've won a prize or anything?
I absolutely no idea, but it's not about the prize. It's more about showing people this car, and we've had so many people come up. Most people, the first comment is what a lovely colour, and then the next comment is what the hell is that? I've had a couple of people thinking it's a French car because it's got Le Mans written on the side. So all good for the club.
All good for the club, exactly. Okay, well, we're going to show you some more pictures from around the London Concours 2024, and hopefully we'll be successful with the Harrington Alpine in the competition. But who knows? As Andy says, it's not about the winning, it's about raising the profile of the car.
Of a 1961 Harrington Le Mans, brought to us by Andrew Yates. So highly commended in the Carnaby Street Class is the 1961 Harrington Le Mans, brought to us by Andrew Yates. So Andrew, if you're around, come and get your award from the Chairman of the Judges, Mr Peter Reid. Here he is, Peter. Well, Andrew Yates, the 1961 Harrington Le Mans, presented with huge enthusiasm, delightfully pretty car, said the judges. It's used regularly, driven to the event, incredible attention to detail, given the condition the car was found in, and the relentless effort to find the correct parts for restoration. So congratulations, Andrew Yates. The judges loved your car, the 1961 Harrington Le Mans. And also, who did you write for?
It's been in. So Richard Dredge did the night.
Before I show you the footage of the other cars that were at this show, I'd just like to point out what a great ambassador for Harrington's, Sunbeam Alpine and the Sunbeam Alpine Owners Club Andrew Yates is. Whereas other cars had notices on them saying do not touch and were locked all the time they were left there, Andy stayed near his car. If a member of the public came up, he let them touch the car, he let them sit in the car, and he engaged them in conversation. During the time that I was there, 2 people walked away saying, "I'm going to get a Sunbeam Alpine." That's the type of ambassador we need. It was a really good public relations exercise, and to see somebody so enthusiastic about their car, promoting it widely to other people, was great. A real pleasure to see. I'm now going to take you for a walk around the rest of the show. The cars here are beautiful, rare, expensive. I'll try and point out some of them and name what they are, but I apologise if I make any mistakes, because some of them I've not even seen in magazines. That's the type of car we're talking about, that specialist and that rare. I hope you're enjoying the video. I hope you enjoyed watching the bit about Andy's Harrington Le Mans. Now watch and look at the cars he was up against in the competition. This is a 1970 Aston Martin DB6 Mark II Volante, one of just 38 cars built to this specification. This is a 2023 Ferrari Daytona SP3. Top speed, 211 miles per hour. Here we have a 1994 Lamborghini Diablo SE30 beside a Ferrari 365 GTB4 from 1970. This is a 1964 Aston Martin DB5. Just one rare supercar after another. We are right in the heart of the City of London here. St Paul's Cathedral is just a stone's throw away. Here we have a line of Koenigsegg hypercars. Absolutely beautiful. Here we have a 2001 Ferrari 550 GTZ Barchetta beside a 1991 Alfa Romeo Zagato. A 1970 Dino 246 GT, rubbing shoulders with Eric Clapton's Ferrari 365 GTC. This is a 1966 Citroën DS21 decapotable, or convertible to you and me. It's quite a rare car in the fact that it's a right-hand drive, and very few right-hand drive convertible Citroëns were made. The records show that this Citroën was the third factory convertible constructed by Henri Chaperon for the 1967 series. It's the only example known to have been factory supplied with the later and superior green hydraulic fluid. Such an advanced car for its time, still striking looking today. This is a 1967 Jensen FF pre-production car made by Vignal, and as a consequence of that, there are a number of differences between this and the actual production Interceptors. This is the first time that I've seen one of the bespoke Thornton 100 motorcycles. There are some really nice American classics on display. Here's a series of Corvettes. This is a car from 1972. It's known as the Beast. Well, it would be with a 27-litre aero engine under the bonnet. From 2007, this is a TVR Scamander. It's an amphibious car. Never seen one before. There was a full range of Lotus cars on display, including their latest electric vehicles.
viola, which to me sounds much nicer than purple. But when I went to do my congestion charge, I noticed that the GLC called it mauve.
This Ferrari Testarossa had a genuine Miami Vice mixtape in the glove box.
And the shoes,
It's fair to say that among modern eras,
2017 Aston Martin V12 Vantage S. What a lovely looking car. If I could take home any car from this show, other than Andy's Harrington, it would have to be this 1966 ISO Grifo GL350. Beautiful. You're looking at a 1958 Mercedes-Benz 220S Ponton Cabriolet. We're back to the TVR Scamander again. I don't know what it is, it's almost like a beach buggy on steroids.
And that's, you know, carbon top lightweight, all about best engineering, best engineering to create a car which is road car. I mean, it was first affordable road car. I mean, you've got to remember that F1 was a very, very expensive car. Then F4-12C, their first road car, first volume car, was an incredibly disruptive car. Because, you know, no car to that price point had carbon fiber.
This is a 1979 Ferrari 512 Berlinetta Boxer in the rare metallic blue colours. One McLaren after another lined up. How lovely does that look? This is the 1995 Lamborghini Diablo SE30 Jota. It's one of only two factory-built right-hand drive models.
Do you want me to suggest what you think is best?
yeah, I'm disappointed.
This is a 2022 Zenvo TSR S. I've never seen one of these before. It can do more than 200 miles an hour.
Yes.
Carry that around. Jim and I, at 18, 19, were driving around delivering cars, and they didn't give us the free
This is Eric Clapton's Ferrari. What a lovely car. This E-Type is raised up with mirrors underneath so that you can see just how clean the car is on the side that normally gets dirty.
Sorry to get straight down to it, but what is it?
Yeah, we just say, you know, we don't overcharge. So motorsport was always like that. You know, cars got history when they're 50, 60 years old. You haven't got a clue what you've got.
Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different on the Sunbeam Alpine channel. And I'd like to say a personal thank you to Mr Andrew Yates for letting us go there and film this amazing day. And what an achievement by him to get his car there and then to be highly commended against such amazingly high quality cars. Thank you, Andy. Till the next time, it's goodbye from the Sunbeam Alpine channel. Goodbye.